John, can you hear me? All right. Good, John? One more thing? Excellent. We're good. Good evening and welcome to the Ordinance Committee meeting. Today is Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. We'll ask for the roll call, please.
Councilor Salina Reyes,
Present.
Councilor Gregor del Rosario,
Present.
Councilor Fidelina Santiago,
Absent for now.
and Chairman
Present. Pursuant to the Chapter 20, the Acts of 2022, this meeting of the Ordinance Committee is being conducted both in person and via remote participation. A reminder that people or persons who would like to listen to view this meeting while in progress may either attend in person at the locations that I just listed above, or use any of the following access locations, including the Facebook Lawrence City Council page and the YouTube Lawrence City Council page. I will ask you all to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Council, I expect that there to be a light agenda this evening. We do have one of our colleagues here, and as is our custom in this committee, we like to provide deference and courtesies to those we serve with. And Councilor Luzon from District B is present this evening, and she has several items that she would like to get an update on. So I'll ask Councilor Luzon to please approach the podium, give us the numbers. We'll do our best to try to, if we have some information, we'll share that. If not, we will follow up with some sort of communication to the proper individuals. Councilor Luzon, welcome.
Thank you, Councilor LaPlante. Wendy Luzon, City Councilor for District B, 11 Albion Street. And I'm here just to get an update for a few items, and one of them is a life and death situation. That's why I came to speak to the committee. So it's 160 Garden Street. It was requested, the item is 494-24. It's a no parking sign requested by the resident. Is a couple, elderly couple, and the husband is in bed. He's been in bed with many health difficulties, and the ambulance is not able to get to the house. As you understand, parking is an issue in the city, but for this family, this is a really difficult situation, life and death situation, the way that we should call it. So if we can get an update on that item, again, it's 494-24.
If there's no objection, we'll take that as a document right now, 494-24. Seeing that there's no objection for taking this out of order this evening, I'm just pulling up 494 in our document book. Just bear with me as I try to pull it up. It's under the September 17th, 2024 series of meetings. You said 494, correct?
494-24.
Then it's not September 17th, I'm sorry. It's October 1st, series of meetings. Councilors, in our packet, just to refresh everybody, this is, what we have in our packet is the letter from the requester's wife and the placard of the individual for the handicap parking. We have 494. We have, what I would do on this one is we have a couple of things. We can certainly take a motion. We don't need a police report. We don't have a police report on this. The police said they weren't going to be here tonight because of other things, so we didn't expect them to be here this evening. So what we can do is two things. One is we can go ahead and make a motion that we send a documentation to the police department asking them to provide for us an update on this item. That's what we can do as a committee. And then I would also ask any one of us, me, any counselor that's here or on the, to actually contact Sergeant Panagiotakis and the police department directly. I had an email conversation with him today where I said if counselors have a priority, that they are going to contact him directly. So if you have a priority that you want to see something expedited, I've informed him that that will be happening. So I would encourage you to do that. So two things. So with that, I'm going to look for a motion that we send this to the police department for an update on this item. Is there a motion?
So move.
Motion made. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Counselor Reyes. On all things, we're going to need a roll call vote because Counselor Reyes is with us. Any discussion? See no discussion. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Gregor Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
And Chairman Marco Plan.
Always call even the person who's not here today, so go with that.
Councilor Fidelina Santiago, noted absent.
Yep. Yes.
Motion carried.
Motion. What else, Counselor?
And this is in regards to the parking ordinance, actually submitted by our colleague, Councilor Reyes. It's at 438-24. In my understanding is that there's other items on hold, that there's a confusion between this ordinance and something else. So I'm asking the committee to take a look at the item, 438-24, but also to make sure that this process is moved more quickly because it's been on hold for months. I guess the department that I went to, they don't understand that this is a new ordinance, and our constituents are waiting for a response.
Understood. And is there no objection to take 438 out of order? Is there any objection? Seeing no objection, we're going to move on this item then. Counselor Reyes, if you can hear me, this is one of your this is one of the child care ones, and I know at the last meeting, the police department said to us that they had a whole list of ones they were going to go through, right? And I don't know if there's been any other follow-up. Is there any more information that you can share with the committee tonight, Council Vice Chair?
I don't have any information on any kind of data because he mentioned when he noted we already have ordinance, he moving forward this item.
Thank you, Vice Chair. So to recap, all of these came up during our last ordinance committee meeting.
Okay.
And then the police department says they understand that there needs to be that, and that's the next thing that they're going to be working on. So they made assurances to us that they're going to start working on these, child care parking requests.
Thank
So
you.
that's one of them.
Thank you,
Sure.
Councilor LaPlante, and committee members, thank you. And the last item that I have is 533-24, is 73.
Are you
Hold on for 1
tabling that
second.
matter again?
Yeah, we'll just table that matter. I'm looking for a motion to retable that document 430. Motion to table 438-24 is made. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilor Vice Chair Reyes. No discussion. Please call the roll.
Roll for document
438.
438-24. Councilor Gregory Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor Selena Reyes.
She said yes.
Councilor Fidelina Santiago is noted absent. And Chairman Marco Plan.
Yes. And Councilor Luzon, that's another one I would encourage you to contact the police department just to make sure it's on there.
Just for the record,
list.
Councilor LaPlante.
Everything's on the record, by the way.
We send, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the reminder. We send emails, our office, Teresa from our office has been sending emails. And it looks like something is on hold, maybe because we have a new officer on board. But I guess they needed an explanation. And thank you for the update on the last meeting. But we're not getting any, not an update. We're not getting an update. But hopefully with this, they will be they will give us an update. But I will definitely send an email again,
Okay.
and I will call
A call might be
Counselor
more,
LaPlante. Thank
a
you.
little more effective, for sure.
And I'm here because of my constituents. They send a few emails. Teresa has been very helpful, but they wanted me to make it more formal. So the last item that I have is 533-24, is 73 Irving Street. It's a resident parking. This family has been waiting for months, and due to the situation that they're facing in that area with the new construction, parking has becoming a difficult task for residents.
I'm just looking it up right now,
Thank you,
Counselor. No worries, I'm
Counselor
just
LaPlante.
seeing what background we have on it. So I have your, Counselor, I have your memo in our book. That with several others. 533. This was sent to, as you can tell, 533 was sent to the police department and to the DPW/city engineer. So, it's, we can certainly make them, like the first one, we can certainly make a motion that we ask them for both to take a look at. And then, of course, a follow-up from you would be incredibly powerful.
Oh, yes. Thank you for the suggestion, but we also need a time frame, like the turnaround time frame, because this is taking long than I expected as a counselor.
No, I understand, and that's
Yes.
why I think it's powerful. We will certainly do it. Everybody has an item on here, and to be honest with you, you're doing your job and you're advocating for the people you represent, and I respect, and I think we all respect that. But every one of these people that are on this list also want to have it done as well. But a phone call from you is powerful. So, but we will certainly, if I'm looking for a motion to send this up to the police department and the city engineer for an update and to express the counselor's urgency on this as well,
My constituents say urgency.
and to people she represents.
Thank you.
Is there a motion for
So
that?
moved.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? Seeing none, I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilor Gregory Del Rosario,
Yes.
Councilor Selena Reyes,
Yes.
Councilor Fidelina Santiago, noted absent, and Chairman Mark LaPlante.
Yes. Is that it?
Thank you for
welcome.
the opportunity.
You're welcome. We have with us this evening as well, let me see if I can find it. I can. Document 53824, if there's no objection, I'd like to take that one up. That's the Earth Day cleanup on April 19th, 2025. Ms. Grullon, welcome. Please come before us. And the last time we talked, there was a bit of a change of things, so
Yes, good evening.
give us the whole story again, because,
Sure.
well, ahead.
So originally it was going to be on April 19th, 2025. However, because Easter falls on that same weekend, we decided it'd be best to move it to April 26th. The date has been confirmed with the Recreation Department. We're good to go.
Do you have anything
And
written?
I think that was like the biggest,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you have anything written with that? Do you have anything that has?
I have an
gone-
email.
You have an email?
I have an
Do you-
email.
Do you have it
I
with
can
you?
forward it
Yeah.
if you would like, sure.
Forwarding, so finish your presentation, because that's the most important thing.
Yes.
So, 538. So the new date is what?
It's April 26th, 2025.
Okay. So you're just going all over the place, right? It's not like in one location?
Right, yeah, we typically will meet in a central location, usually the common park, and then we will disperse from there.
Campagnon Common?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes, sorry. Yes, Capignon Common.
We have two commons in the city.
We do have two commons, you are correct.
So I just want to make sure, I'm not seeing Campagnon on here. I'm looking.
I think we used the City Hall address, because there's not a specific
Okay.
address for Campagnon. It's 200 Common.
I'm looking. Does the email reference Campagnon Common in the email?
I believe so. I'll need to double check, but I believe so.
Yeah, this is not at all controversial at all. I mean, this is not going to be a problem. But we just want to treat everybody fairly, so.
Sure.
And we're going to treat you like everybody's treated the same way.
Of course.
So, what I would do is this, I would look for a motion, I would need to get a copy of that for my colleagues. Ms. Halloran, what's the best way to make sure this is going to be in the packet? If she sends that to Teresa, sends that to you, who should it be sent to? To Teresa. Would you, so you know who Teresa is?
Yes,
Teresa Vega?
yeah.
If you wouldn't mind sending that to her. There's 4 of us on the committee, all of us want to know what's going on, so copy us. So Councilor Santiago, Councilor Del Rosario, and Vice Chair Reyes, and myself. That would be good, and extra points if you get the clerk in it too, that way you've got everything covered, so she needs to put it in the packet. I'm going to recommend to my colleagues that we send up to the full council with a favorable recommendation pending that, which I'm sure you have it, and then we'll have it in our packets, and then we should be good to go at the full council.
Okay, yeah, that sounds great.
All right, so I'm looking for that motion to send this up to the full council with favorable recommendation pending the documentation from the Recreation Department.
Motion to send to the full council refer recommendation pending Recreation Department information.
Motion made, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Any discussion?
Discussion.
Councilor Del Rosario.
Thank you, through your chair. What is the dynamic this year? Last year, some of my colleagues here sitting, they were complaining because you guys picked some parks and some of the parks you didn't pick. Why you cleaning this park and not this area? It changed last year from prior year at the Earth Day. What is the dynamic this year? What are you guys using to pick parks? And if you have in mind, which parks are you already cleaning?
Sure. So typically, we will do the Common, we will do Manchester Street Park, we will do Nina Scarito, we will do Immigrant Park, trying to think what else. Probably do no, we won't do Cronin, I'm sorry. Cronin's a different project.
O'Connell.
O'Connell, yes, we'll do O'Connell. And typically, we stay along the Spigot River space. I might be getting ahead of myself, but we are in the works of focusing on other parks also throughout the season. But Earth Day will remain as it's been. It's our tradition at this point. Personally, I'm not in a place to change anything right now, but I understand that other parks do need some attention as well, in the same way that the usual parks get attention from groundwork.
Thank you. I mean, I brought it up. I mean, I didn't complain, but I heard some of my colleagues asking why this park and not the other one.
Yeah.
But at
I
the end of the day, you guys are done. No.
Would the motion be amended, I should have done this in the earlier motion, to reflect April 26th, which is a date change? Would that be?
Yeah, amended to be April 21st. Oh, April 26th, right?
6, yeah.
So the motion that's already been made and properly seconded will include the date of April 26th. That's the request. Any other comments, questions on this?
Thank you.
I'll ask Ms. Halloran to please call the roll. On a motion to approve pending the documentation. Yep.
Councilor Gregorio Del Rosario,
Yes.
Councilor Selena Reyes,
Yes.
Councilor Fidelina Santiago noted absent, and Chairman Mark LaPlante.
Yes, motion carries. Send it up. So our next meeting is next Tuesday. What's today? That's the 18th? What's today, the 11th?
So a week from today?
Week from today,
Okay.
yeah. So today's the 11th and next week's the 18th. Yep, so the 18th. So since full council favorable recommendation. So there you go.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a
See
great
you-
evening.
See you next week.
See you next week.
I gotta love it. Favorable recommendation pending document. All right, we're gonna go to the top of there was nobody here else in the audience with anything to bring before us, so we'll just go to the top. I am. You've had every meeting? Well, I would hate to be, yes, I'm trying to be consistent. Don't get me in trouble, counselor. I know. Okay, the first item is 3225, handicap parking, 33 Bruce Street. I'm looking for a motion to send this to the police department for their recommendation.
Motion to send to the police department, item 3225 for their recommendation.
Sir,
Second.
seconded by Counselor Reyes. Discussion? See none? Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Selena Reyes,
Yes.
Gregory Del Rosario,
Yes.
absent. Mayor Mark LaPlante.
I heard you, I'm just checking one more thing. Yes. One more thing. Yeah. Yes, motion carries. The next item is document 3325, handicap parking, 19 Exchange Street. Counselors, what's the motion?
Motion to send to the police department for the review.
Is there a second?
Second.
And seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? See none, I'll call the question, I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilor Selena Reyes,
Yes.
Gregory Del Rosario,
Yes.
Councilor Fidelina Santiago, absent.
Yes. I got a question. Is this, this is English, and that's the Spanish. The English one seems a lot shorter than the Spanish one. Was this English thing is a summary of the Spanish language request? I just see your name on there, which is why I'm looking in your direction. My name? I see it on the bottom right here, yeah. It is. Oh, I see your name. Bottom of her letter. It may have been put in by a clerk. It's the second. Hey, do you want this? Here. Yeah. The struggle is real. Okay. I'm just presuming that that was the summary of the letter. Okay. All right. We're good. The next item is document 3425. This is remove handicap parking at 57 Bigelow Street. Is there a motion?
Motion to send to the police department.
Are you sure on this one?
Second.
The motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. I'll bring it up. Okay, so this is, they're looking to remove it. Well, we can. It's, pardon me? I can't hear you. It definitely has to have a public hearing, that's for starters, there's no doubt about that. The question is do we, sometimes we look at the letter that we get, and we make, we can make a recommendation based on the letter, right? I've always been a little, for me, it's been always like, okay, so this is an individual requesting that a handicap parking sign be removed as soon as possible due to the fact that the owner of 45 Bigelow Street that had made the original request has passed, and the home was sold in 2021. This has been a hardship in our community due to the serious parking issues in our city. this good enough testimony for us to send it up to the full council, or do we want to double check that and have the police show up? That's ultimately the question. It's not my district, but I'm sensitive for other people, so. But there's already a motion on the floor, so it's
I
your
mean,
motion.
but not to be discouraged, or not saying that these people are talking the truth, but we need to double check. I mean,
Okay.
that's why we send the police over, and they come back with the recommendation that, yeah, this person already passed. I don't know how they're gonna find out, but
Or there's no need for that, they can go and ask, I don't know, but that's the question for them. Okay, so the motion is, so it's on the floor, still stands, the motion is sent to the police department for their review, it's been made and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll ask the clerk to read the roll call.
Councilor Selena Reyes,
Yes.
Councilor Gregory Del Rosario,
yes.
Councilor Fidelina Santiago is noted absent. Mark LaPlante.
Yes. Excuse me. Thank you. Document 3525, this is another handicap removal.
Motion to send to the police station? For the police
Second.
department.
Motion been made, sent to the police department by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion. Seeing no discussion, please call the roll.
Councilor Selena Reyes,
Yes.
Councilor Gregory Del Rosario,
Yes.
Councilor Fidelina Santiago noted absent. Mark LaPlante.
Yes. Motion carries. All right, this next one's in my district, so let me take a look at this one more time. This is document 3625, remove handicap parking at 67 Farmer Street. Give me 1 second to read this. Interesting. So I'll read the letter. It's one of these things that we see. The individuals purchased the property in November of 2024. This is on 67 Farnham Street. The previous owner, I'm reading the email, the previous owner informed me that the former tenant in the front who originally requested a sign has unfortunately passed away. As a result, the previous owner decided to remove the sign and move it to the front of the house. Since the sign is no longer needed, I am requesting its official removal. So the first problem is you just can't be moving signs wherever you want to move sign. That's the first thing. That's not right. Once it's put in, it needs to stay there. All right. Well, I guess they're going to be doing it. So I'm looking for a motion to please go ahead.
Motion to send to the police department?
For their review. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion. Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Selena Reyes,
Oh, Tim, where are you?
Yes.
Councilor Gregory Del Rosario,
Yes.
Councilor Fidelina Santiago noted absent.
Yes. Motion. All right. The next one is document 3725, proposed ordinance 2.56.160, a clinician. This was put on the city council agenda by Attorney Tim Hooten. I'll read. It's essentially it's creating an ordinance. I don't know the background of this. I'll read for all of us what the job summary is. The Lawrence Police Department is seeking a clinician for their CIT mobile outreach team. This clinician will serve as the primary clinical leader on an interdisciplinary team focused on providing evidence-based practices on a community outreach team. The clinician will be a full-time employee of the grants contracted community partner and will report directly to the project manager in organizational supervisory provisions. The Lawrence Police clinician will be expected to respond in real time to provide an assessment and implementation at intervention. In addition, the person in this role would also be expected to carry a small caseload and facilitate groups. The clinician will prepare, develop, and implement assessments and ensure record keeping and documentation is in accordance with internal and external requirements. Counselors, my recommendation on this is that on something like this, the good news is that it already has the city attorney's draft language. That's good news. What I think is important for any of these ordinances is to have either someone from the police department who is looking to have this ordinance under their jurisdiction, or the personnel director speak on it to answer questions, and neither one of them are here, and I don't know if, and it's not so much the city attorney, it's not his, he just happens to be the vehicle. It's really police or personnel.
So what we can do through you,
Yeah.
Chair, is send a motion to send to the police department for them to be here on our next ordinance, and also the personnel director or whoever is in charge of personnel, and have them come back. So that would be my motion.
So there's a motion to send this to the police department and to the personnel director to attend our next meeting to provide background on this item. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. So I think that what we just need to do is just make sure that the police department who shows up here that day is able to speak on it. Pangiatakis and McCarthy, if they're here, if they can speak on it, and then just asking our personnel director to attend. I don't know, do you really care if, we just want one person, whoever they figure it, whoever can answer the questions,
Yep,
right?
whoever shows up, they have information they can provide to us.
So I think your motion would be either one of those two parties to answer questions in support of this item, that's all.
That's correct.
Motion's been, is there any further discussion on this? Seeing none, when you're finished writing, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Selena Reyes. Councilor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Gregory Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor Fidelina Santiago, noted absent. Chairman Mark LaPlante.
Yes. Motion carries. I'm just checking one thing. Yes. The next document is document 4625. The rezoning of State Road and Jordan Street from general industrial I-2 to open space recreation.
Motion to table item 4625.
Second.
Councilor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Gregory Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor Fidelina Santiago, noted absent. And Chairman Mark LaPlante.
I cannot hear anything.
Councilor Reyes, Chair LaPlante is looking for anybody that's want to take any item off the table.
No.
So motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Hi, Council Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? See no discussion. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Gregory Del Rosario.
Yes.
Councilor Fidelina Santiago, noted absent. And Chairman Mark LaPlante.
Yes.
Thank you. Have a good night.